Oh my gosh, I think I'm a cannibal! Hello! Well, you may notice that things are a little different here, kind of a different atmosphere. That's because I'm not home in Santa Cruz, Bolivia with my wife and children. I'm actually home in Raleigh, North Carolina at my parents' house. So today I want to talk to you about eating strange things while traveling. But first, let me say that the strangest thing I ever may have eaten was not traveling. It was right here in this house. So one evening, my mom was preparing dinner and she was making some like stir fry or something like that, and she was chopping up some vegetables and accidentally cut off the tip of her finger, and it like fell into the stir fry and she couldn't find it. She could not find the tip of her finger. Therefore, one of us probably ate the tip of her finger, which means it is possible that I'm a cannibal. Ew. Gross. So let's talk about some of the other things I've eaten while traveling. Okay, so honestly, I can't say I've eaten anything like super strange while traveling in other countries outside of Bolivia. I mean, in Turkey, I did have like some like radish juice, I think is what it was. That was kind of gross. I thought it was something else. I thought it was like a berry juice, like raspberries or cherries or something like that. And I was just like, oh, that red drink over there, give me that. Yeah, it was like radish and carrot juice. Ugh. No. Brazil. The only weird thing I had in Brazil was an avocado milkshake. Like, in Bolivia, like, avocados are for, like, salads. It has to be, like, salty. You would never combine sugar and avocado together. Absolutely never. However, in Brazil, they think exactly the opposite. They say, no, avocado is a fruit. You don't combine salty things with avocado. You would never put avocado in a salad. So, avocado milkshake. Wasn't that bad. It's pretty good, actually. Argentina. Okay, the only weird thing I had in Argentina was morcilla. Morcilla is kind of like a sausage, but it's made from cooked pig's blood. The Netherlands. Yes. Okay, in the Netherlands, one of their favorite treats is salty licorice. It's actually not that bad. I kind of like it. I don't know, maybe because my last name is Vandergriff, or like it should be pronounced like Van der Grijf. Yeah, so maybe it's my Dutch heritage, but I kind of like the salty licorice. However, I was in Amsterdam at the grocery store, and I don't really speak much Dutch, and I picked up a pack of salty licorice and bought it to take home with me, and it ended up being like the extra, extra, extra salty licorice. That was a little too much salt for me, honestly, but like the mild salty licorice, pretty good. Now let me tell you, I'm saving the best story for last, so you're gonna want to watch the whole video. Okay, so I think it was my second trip to Bolivia in 2003 that I went up, way up into the mountains of Cochabamba to this little bitty town called Tapacari to visit a friend up there in the mountains. There was a guy who needed help putting a roof on his little bitty adobe house, and so my friend and I went over to help him put that roof on, and after we got done helping him put the roof on, he wanted to thank us by offering us a meal. It's kind of like the least he could do to show his gratitude, right? We sit down and it's like a bowl of potatoes and what I thought were noodles. Pretty typical dish in Bolivia. I mean, they just, up there in the mountains, they eat potatoes and more potatoes and more potatoes. And so we start eating. And I immediately noticed that these noodles were a bit chewier than I had expected, and they had a very, very strong flavor. And so I'm asking my friend, I'm like, dude, like, what is this? And he's like, I think it's goat intestines. Oh, goat intestines. Yeah, these are not noodles. So my friend who is, Bolivian, and he didn't want to eat it, and he like told this guy, he's like, hey man, do you mind if we take this bowl of delicious food back to my house? I think we're gonna finish eating it there. And the guy's like, oh yeah, go ahead, no problem. Yeah, we didn't finish eating it. There was another time that I got invited to a birthday party. Yay! We went to a restaurant where they had like this buffet. And I went to the buffet and I was looking and I saw they had ceviche. Do you know what ceviche is? Ceviche is usually it's like fish or it's seafood that has been marinated in lemon juice. Like it's just raw seafood or raw fish marinated in lemon juice, and the acid of the lemons actually kind of cooks the fish or the seafood, and then they add like, I don't know, like peppers and onions and stuff to it. It's so good, and you don't get that very often in Bolivia because we're a landlocked country. We went back to my spot at the table, sat down, started eating. Well, this is good, but it's kind of different. It's a little chewier, And then somebody leans over and says, hey, do you know what that is, right? Ceviche, it's fish. No, it's lagarto. Lagarto? Now, according to my understanding, lagarto means lizard. And so I'm actually imagining in, like there's like a lizard farm, like these like little bitty lizards that they have running all around Santa Cruz, and I'm eating their tails. But actually, lagarto in Santa Cruz Spanish means alligator. Okay, so now on to our final story. Okay, on my very first trip to Bolivia, I was staying with some pastor friends in Cochabamba, Bolivia, which is kind of up in the mountains. So my pastor friend was invited to do this baptismal service in this really small community down in the jungle. So me and a few other friends all packed into this Volkswagen van and we headed to the jungle. Alright, this was cool. My first time in the jungle, I was really enjoying it, just all the lush green everywhere. While we were there, like actually kind of like when we first got there, they took us into this one room, this like little hut, I guess, and we see there that there is a jaguar, like just laying on the floor, and it's dead. They killed it this morning, and it's like, oh, wow. I've never seen a jaguar before. Maybe I have at the zoo. I don't remember. From there, we go to like the church service. They, sing some songs and stuff like that. And then after the church service, we go to the river and they baptize the people in the river. And it's just, a really cool experience because you're just like surrounded by very lush vegetation, leaves, big leaves, and all kinds of, different plants that I had never seen before. It was really cool. And then swimming in the river, it was beautiful, right? After that, it was lunchtime. So the women of the church had prepared a meal for us, and we sat down to eat. Now, next to me, there is this other American girl who had only been there like a week or two, and was definitely very new to the culture and the way they do things in Bolivia. And they bring out this food, and they set it in front of us, and it was like yuca and I don't remember what else, and then like this strange piece of meat. It was just a really tough, like boiled, strange piece of meat. Now let me stop right there. In Bolivia, honestly, they eat just about every part of the cow imaginable. My personal favorite is called picante de lengua, tongue. So yeah, we eat cow tongue. And it's really, really good, especially when my mother-in-law makes it. We also eat cow heart. Those are called anticuchos. So yeah, they usually like grill those, and then they put like this like spicy peanut sauce on it. Oh, but then they also eat all the other things like, testicles and entrails and kidneys. Kidneys are not my favorite. Cow udder. Udder, yes, udder. Yeah, like, like you milk the cow, like the cow titties. Yeah, they eat that. Not my favorite part of the cow, let's say. Cow lips, cow nose, cow cheeks. Yes, my wife had to eat like this like cow cheek soup so that she could have more breast milk to feed the babies. Back to the story. So we had this strange piece of meat on our plate, and we are doing our best to eat it. Now, honestly, it didn't taste strange. It was just really tough, and like you just couldn't tell like what part of the cow was that. Like, was weird. The American girl that's like sitting next to me, she's kind of like going on and on about it, and she's talking to me in English and laughing as she's, trying to experience this very interesting meal that we had. Then one of the ladies who was like the cook comes over, and she asks me in Spanish, "Is everything okay? Do you need something else?" And of course, I'm like, "Oh, no, está muy rica la comida. Muchísimas gracias, riquísima. Oh, the food is so good. Oh, it's so delicious. No, thank you. We're fine." But before she left, I said, just one question. What kind of meat is this? And she's like, it's cow. And then she like runs away. Like, you don't even call meat cow, right? That's not, like, we don't say that in English. We would say beef, right? Well, in Spanish, they would say carne de res. They don't say cow. Anyways, we did our best to eat that really tough piece of boiled meat, whatever it was. And it just so happens that on our way back, we stopped into that little hut where that jaguar used to be. It was not there anymore. So now I am wondering, questioning, asking myself, did I just hit a jaguar? I can neither deny nor confirm that accusation. I think I may have eaten a jaguar. Is that worse than eating my mom's finger? I don't know. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I ate my mom's finger. I don't know if I ate the jaguar. But it's very possible. You can find a link to buy me a coffee in the description of this video. And yeah, I would really appreciate that. Thanks. And I'll see you later.